Welcome, everyone. Here
Hi,
we
Lynn.
are.
Is
At,
it what is it Thursday? What day is it?
I don't know what day it is, but
Gosh.
well, all I know is that we have a great music connection here tonight. Um, she's been described as an amazing, wonderful guitarist and
Singer-songwriter.
singer-songwriter, and loved by many here in the region and nationwide. So, without further ado, friends, let us introduce you to our friend and a neighbor of sorts, Lynn Hollyfield.
Hey, Lynn. There she
Hi
is.
there, everyone. Hi,
Hi.
George.
Hi,
Hi,
Lynn.
Jose. How are you?
We're pretty good. I know we were talking just before we went live about just what we're all experiencing with our family and our world and our lives, and so we're just thrilled to have you with us right now. And I just want to tell everybody that Lynn and I met through a mutual friend, Carol Burbank. So, Carol, you're on. We love you very much, and it's just that magic of meeting people who bring other people into your life, and you're forever enriched because of it, widening the circles. So, and I would love to know. Yeah, I know you grew up in Staten Island, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, I
And
did.
you picked up the guitar at age 10, and then you were influenced by your family's the music you listened to, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie
Yeah.
Holiday, and my favorite, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. So could you tell us a little bit about how you got started in music?
Yeah, sure. It's funny. My grandmother was a piano player, and she played the organ for her church. Now, she wasn't really the warm and fuzzy grandma, though, but she gave us all piano lessons when we were little. And that was my first experience with my hands, playing music. But I would work on that a little bit on my own. But what really got me started was my sister-in-law gave me her father's ukulele, and my dad was in the Kiwanis Club, and they would do these social functions, and then after they were over, they would come back to our house, and someone would play the piano, and they'd sing these old show tunes, and just I'd hear them singing. And so there were all these books in the piano bench. So I had this little ukulele that was given to me, and I would take out these show books, and I'm playing like Mame on the ukulele, like somehow just looking at the diagrams and teaching myself. And then one of my friends in grammar school got a guitar, and I was like, wow, I really was excited about that. So my parents saw I was working on the ukulele, so they signed me up for some guitar lessons. And I went to the Jimmy Febb music studio that I walked to from my house. And I rented a guitar that was literally orange with a painted black pickguard on it, and had action that was like an inch high. And this little kid, like I'm trying to play these chords on this horrible guitar, but I still stuck with it, and my parents are seeing this. And so when I graduated from grammar school, they gave me my first guitar, my first good guitar, and I still have it. It's an Epiphone. It's an old
Mm.
Epiphone, and it's sweet. And so that was so nice that they saw that. They recognized that it was really important to me. So that's kind of how it went. But on my mom's side and parents' side, I had all the old classics, and then I had three older brothers, so I had the Beatles and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and then Cream, Eric Clapton, all these great players. And then on my own, discovered, I branched off with Neil Young, and then Emmylou Harris and Jim Croce and David Bromberg and Sean Colvin, and just the whole gamut. So it's just been a great. I love it. John Prine. John
Oh,
Prine, big
That's
the,
fan.
wonderful.
the beautiful John Prine. And what was your first song you wrote?
Oh, well, that's an interesting. I don't know that story. That's the first song I ever wrote. I was in high school, and I had this teacher, an English teacher, who her name was Miss Crumb, and she was very stern, and I was shy. I mean, I'm still shy, you know. And we had to write poems, and I wrote this very heartfelt poem, and we had to get up in front of the class and speak, you know, do public speaking kind of thing. And I just crumbled. I couldn't do it. And I think she felt bad, and she knew I played the guitar, so she came to me one day. It was kind of odd because I was like kind of afraid of her actually, but she handed me this. She handed me an application for a songwriting contest. And so I wrote my first song and I entered it, and I actually won a prize.
Oh my!
I won something, you know,
First time
forget what it
out.
was, like $100 prize or something. I was like, whoa. So, you know, as much as that was humiliating in front of the class, I really credit her. I don't know, Miss Crumb, if you're listening. You know, she kind of nudged me in a really cool way. I guess she realized like maybe it was too much or
Well,
whatever. So
Yes.
great teachers do that, right? They
yes,
identify.
And they sometimes scare us, but they really do love us and push us in new directions.
yeah, it definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone there, and then kind of helped to nurture me in one that I could still write, but you know, support it with music. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So that was my first song in high school I wrote. Yeah.
Well, are you prepared to share some of your talents that your Mrs. Crumb
Inspired.
identified and inspired in you?
Well, yes, of course. Now that's particular song, no, but
But indirectly, right?
yes,
Yes.
yeah, I would love to. I'm gonna play a song that I think of as a comfort song, and I wrote this a few years ago. Just our world, the news sometimes is just, well, often is really hard. I think for all of us, and we're trying to process it and figure it all out. And so I wrote this tune, and it's called "What Else Can I Do?" I can see in your eyes you hold our troubled world inside. So much weight on your tender heart. I sure hope I've shown you that you're never alone. Yeah. What else can I do for you? How about I take your hand? I will carry you, or together we'll sit if you need to cry. And I'll catch your tears, maybe ease your fear. Yeah. What else can I do for you? I can point out the moon in the blue sunny sky, the hawk in the leaves of the trees, and at dusk fireflies, a summertime rose blooming in midwinter time. That's what I can do for you. So I'll open my door. Forget the ones that are close to you. I'll make you a meal or play you a song or two. Hey, hey, and maybe it's enough to help carry you through. Yeah. What else can I do? What else can I do? Yeah. What else can I do for you? What else can I do? What else can I do? Yeah. What else can I do for you?
Oh my. Well, you certainly can do that for me.
Oh.
You can play and sing for me anytime, Lynn. Oh my gosh. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
I was thinking about one of the, you have several albums out, and one that I just have well, it broke my CD player actually, Layers, because I played it so much, and I thought, is the CD busted or is it the player? But it was the player. But I'm curious about writing. Have you been writing during this time, or because I find for me, I'm kind of stuck a little bit, and so I wondered about other artists like yourself.
You know, I feel so lucky because when things shut down, my work, my day job work, which is I'm a physical therapist, kind of really shut down as well. Like I was still working, the intention was that I would work, but the caseload dropped dramatically. And I was like, wow, and the time I had, I've written so many songs over the last 3 months, some of them are complete, some not, but a lot of writing going on. And I realized, my life had gotten so busy and hectic. You can't create that way, right? Yeah. And so I really embraced this time, and just being able to be still and not be driving constantly and running. I've just found I have created a lot. And I've learned so much over the last 3 months in terms of technology and some music production, doing a little, recording at home and stuff I wanted to do forever. And I just haven't really, had the time or taken the time to really sit down. And I'm very grateful for that. I mean, I do acknowledge, I know this has been a really tough time for so many people. And but I'll tell you, I am so grateful for what I've discovered in the last 3 months about myself, and I want to figure out how to keep that part going.
Right, a great time of reflection that gives us a chance to rethink so many things. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Would you do another number for us, and we'll chat a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so this song was one of the first new songs that I wrote after the shutdown. And, because what a crazy time, all of a sudden it was just like, what, everything's shutting down. What does that mean? I mean, none of us had ever experienced that before. And I mean, it's been a real unique opportunity for ourselves and, watching nature rebound and, there's a lot of new discoveries going on and opportunity for all of us to reflect and change, like you were saying. So this song is called Just Begin. When you're feeling lost or a little blue, and the world around isn't what you used to, You were all set. Now life shakes that dream, paints an illusion. What does it all mean? Take a deep breath. Now it's a start. Take a leap of faith from your weary heart. Pull out your colors from deep within. An old seed planted, now a flower blossoming. You thought the days ahead would be a little lighter. You thought your steps would have taken you farther. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Night in the night, dawns around the corner. Talking light, he'll teach you to be stronger. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Don't worry, what's been, just begin. Pull out your colors. You might think they're dim, but only your hand can make that blend. See it for yourself, what's right before your eyes. It's your masterpiece with no disguises. You thought the days ahead would be a little lighter. You thought your steps would have taken you farther. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Like in the night, dawns around the corner. Dark and light, he'll teach you to be stronger. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Don't worry, what's been. Don't worry, look within. Don't worry, where you been. Just begin.
Oh, yes, just begin.
And so true. So true.
That's lovely.
I
Oh, my
love that.
goodness.
So tell me a little bit about your creative process. Does it begin with melody? Does it begin with lyrics? Is
A hook?
it iterative?
You know, it's really funny. It comes in a few different ways. I tried to do, it doesn't always happen, but I tried to do a morning writing practice, even if it's just 10 minutes. So I have all these, lyrics or sentences or something, and I may go back to them. And then other times I have the guitar in my hand and some melody comes to me, and then I'm thinking, oh, or some phrase, and then, it kind of builds from there. And then I have my little voice recorder on my phone, which is just like such a blessing. I mean, I've captured, I'll be in my car and all of a sudden something, so I'll just like turn that on and sing into it. And I'm so grateful for that, because I'll go back home and I'll be like, oh yeah, let me get my guitar. I remember that melody, and I'm like, I don't think that's it. And I'll play it back and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so much better. I'm so glad I have that, So it's just really a wonderful tool. So it's a real mix of writing first, music.
Well,
singing.
I know as a playwright, and Carol and I have talked about this too, about having sort of our snippets file, things that they're moments of dialogue or something we hear somewhere, we capture it, and then later on we revisit it. But I was thinking, Lynn, I grew up in a military family. My father had this distinguished military career, but we grew up on Pete Seeger and Joan Baez and the Kingston Trio, and music was all around. And my dad, he would read to us at night, but also he would sing. He'd pull out his guitar and sing to us. And I think if he was around today, he would just say, I need to be around this lady. She's just wonderful.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. It's I'm so grateful for the music. Honestly, it just I don't know what I would be doing without it. It's
And so many of us, I know that for us it is essential, and we know that we miss it, and we know that it's because of people like you that we have an opportunity to experience it live. And I cannot imagine what it would be like if we didn't have it.
But I think a lot of, as you know, other people we've talked to on this little program we're doing have said the same thing about, in this interim, in this pause, they're trying to make the most of it, do everything they can to keep the music going and keep themselves going. And then we know that in whatever configuration, we will be back in performing houses. We will be back at the New Deal Cafe. We will be at other venues and get a chance to be groupies of all of our friends we harass.
And embrace technology to make that happen as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been an opportunity to learn so much in terms of the technology. I mean, and it is pretty neat. Like it's also an opportunity to get people together who were so far apart to begin with. Like, that you can, get people to sign on to a Zoom or a live stream or something like you're doing, and which is so nice. It's really a great
For
thing.
our family, we do the weekly, for 11 weeks now. We've done a weekly meeting, and my sister Martha, who's out in Joshua Tree, California, whom we never get a chance to see, has been on every week. And so for all of us, and for her nieces and nephews, and certainly for our mom, it's been just such a beautiful thing to.
Yeah, I've same with my family, because one of my nieces is out in Hawaii, and I'm in Maryland. I'm the only one. I'm the renegade who kind of left Staten Island. So the rest of my family pretty much is on Staten Island. Some are in New Jersey, and we get on Zoom. And I feel like I've seen them more this year, via Zoom than I have, maybe other times. Even when we're up there, it's sometimes hard to get together. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Really interesting time.
Now, I know,
Sure.
Lynn, you've mentored a lot of songwriters too. I think there are people that, in fact, we met someone the other day who was a neighbor of a friend of ours. Her name's Jane Moore.
Jay
She
Moore.
might be on the show now. Anyway, she's was a professional who just retired, and not a professional singer, but in another field, and has played all of her life. But she heard that you were going to be on tonight, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, Lynn Hollyfield!" We said,
Oh,
"Yes,
really?
yes."
Oh, that's so
So
kind.
yeah, well, you,
Yeah, I've spent a lot of, actually, I couldn't believe I've been doing the Songwriters Association of Washington open mic for over 10 years.
Wow.
And that's a really long time to do an open mic. But I have to say, I've just met the most wonderful people through it. And I appreciated that opportunity, and still do, to try out new songs. And, it's really nice to help people that way. So we've been doing a little, we are still holding that for the New Deal. They have one every Tuesday night. But in my community, our little coffee house had shut down. So one of my friends was saying, I'm really missing that. And when they were really promoting social distancing and saying, we were trying to get together and social distance, but it's hard.
It's really hard.
So we decided to do one on Zoom. And it's been so much fun.
Oh, that's
And then I'm
great.
inviting other people. So, like, there's people from my community, and there's other songwriters coming in, and songwriters who I wouldn't see because they live in the, near Baltimore or something, and we're not going to see each other unless, maybe there's some gig we're playing together, or I go to see them, or vice versa. So this has just been so great, I've
wonderful.
in that respect, I mean, I'm seeing also family, more. I'm seeing, my songwriting friends more than I might have otherwise. So it's been really great.
well, we so look forward to your next albums. We look forward to hearing more of you over the years, and you're such a blessing to this world, Lynn. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you too. You are just the best.
And we are
I
so thrilled.
I hope you all, stay well. I mean, and you know, we're all gonna get through this.
Yes, we
And
will.
we are where we're supposed to be. And so we begin.
There we
So we
go.
begin.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you,
so
Lynn.
much for having me on this.
It
Wonderful.
is our pleasure. And thank you, everyone who tuned in. And we'll see you soon when we have the next music connection.
Okay. Sounds great. Thanks so much.